Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Mega Man 10 Any% Tournament. Tonight's race is going to be greatjhon against Palpiblade, our first race down in the bonus bracket. I'm Mr. Cab. Joining me tonight, we have Pro A007. How's it going, Pro?
Good. Another year, another Mega Man tournament. You know, always a treat to do these. And tonight we have two runners going head-to-head, the 11-seat Palpiblade and the 17-seat greatjhon. And, whoever wins will move on, and the loser, alas, will be going home, so to speak.
Yeah, this is double elimination all the way, so this is the last race for somebody here. greatjhon, one of our middle seats, he's been making great strides, improving his time. Palpiblade's been around Mega Man for a while. Has the better time. We'll see if that holds up. Also, shout-outs to the camera on the TV stream. I absolutely love it. Always remember out there, we welcome everybody. You don't need to have a fancy capture setup to be in these tournaments.
Nope, not at all. And this will be interesting. As you say, Palpy comes in with the better time, but win or go home. The pressure will be on for Palpy to execute, and a couple mistakes here or there, and all of a sudden, greatjhon's got a chance here, especially if he comes within striking distance of his PB to make a run at it here.
Yeah, greatjhon has been making, like I said, great improvements down into the low 40s now. Wouldn't be shocked to see something even lower than that moving forward. Hopefully Palpiblade is ready to go there. I know the race timer in the background has made it. There we go.
All right.
But like you're saying, as long as you're within striking distance, Rush Jet does become a factor later in this run. If you're out of ammo and you have to play a long stage, things can get interesting.
Yeah. And Mega Man 10, known for some interesting tricks here. It's modeled, as Mega Man 9 was modeled after Mega Man 2. Mega Man 10 certainly takes a lot of inspiration from the later NES Mega Mans throughout. So, if our runners have familiarity with those games, that will come in handy here.
Yeah, greatjhon. I want to say greatjhon's played a lot of the NES games, but certainly bring the time down here. Starting off in Pumpman stage, things mostly going okay, though you can see just a few of the little things Palpiblade's doing, not getting hit by some of those early Mets. Just a few seconds ahead, maybe half a screen here. Not too bad.
No.
Good to see that greatjhon's making that jump over the Met there. They are walking against the current right now. That's why they're moving a little slowly, dodging these bubbles, getting up close and personal with some of these bubbles, and not getting pushed into the spikes. Okay.
Help yourself to a free tank along the way.
Did Palpy grab the free tank?
I believe he did, yes.
It's one of those things that takes like a half second to grab. The top level of runs generally won't grab it, but of course, in a race situation, half second for an E-tank could be the difference between a win and a loss. You grab that thing.
Yeah, and it also, in a race setting, it may depend. Do you feel like you might have a problem with somewhere where, like, well, if it comes to that, no harm, no foul. Palpy almost finished here and takes down Pumpman. greatjhon gets a nice run there. Okay, should be down, and
just has to find that range where Mega Man can stick his arm through the shield to land the shots without having to go through it, without shoot through it, I should say. But gets that last hit anyway with the damage trade. It's going to get out of here. Pumpman, really the mash heaviest part of the run, even if the best way to do it is to try and not have to mash through the shield. Palpiblade just getting out of there a little bit faster is probably a section of the speedrun where experience really does matter.
Yeah.
So Mega Man 10, as much as this was modeled a lot after the early NES Mega Man games, plays a lot like Mega Man 9, they did add in fast weapon switching with the shoulder buttons finally. And unlike a lot of other Mega Man games, Rush is included in that here. So we're going to get a lot of Rush coil action in this stage, particularly in the vertical screens. And just another one of these things with the Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10, you want to get jumps in at the top of ladders. You want to jump when you gain control of Mega Man. I think it saves like 6 frames of movement to jump and get moving immediately. So that adds up over time. But I believe these birds' names are Suzak and Phoenix. Birds are still jerks, so that was really well done by Palpiblade. Got a good pattern, got out of there.
John picked up a little health on his way into this mini boss. So that worked out pretty well and nice. Oh,
saving
good fight by
shield.
greatjhon.
Palpy working his way through the second long conveyor belt screen. You can see Pump Shield, every little water orb does 2 points of damage. So it's a very strong, very effective weapon. It's a great one to get first in this run. Has great utility. Also excellent rush coil usage on that screen there. Catching the ladder between the flames. Just smooth movement. I love it.
It's a the opening weapon you get in this game might be one of the best opening weapons you get in any Mega Man. Although it is somewhat reminiscent of Starman from Mega Man 5, which you lead off with.
Oh, this weapon has Star Crash beat by a mile, though. Just because each individual orb is a thing that will connect. Although, if you had to ask me about best starting weapon, this is no Ice Wall. But that's for another tournament in another year.
Well, Palpy is finished. That's 2 down for him. greatjhon almost to the finish line here. Yep,
Solar Man is a little interesting because he has that kind of fire orb over his head that will absorb the pump shield, the water shield, without taking any damage. So you have to be a little careful with it. Water shield isn't the cheapest weapon to use at 4 points of ammo a shot.
Yeah. But no problem there.
And so he's maybe 20, 30 seconds back here with Palpiblade already into Chillman stage. This first section, this is where we start getting a little technical here because these ice blocks, of course, every time you shoot them or jump on them, it's going to kind of crack them 2 shots and they'll go away entirely. Pump shield goes underneath you, so it's very useful in these sections.
Seeing that Palpiblade's camera angle is kind of mesmerizing, isn't it?
It really is.
It's almost avant-garde in a way. It's like, man, we're getting a really special perspective here. But however you play it, it still works.
We're just going deeper into the screen as we go. It just feels so weird, and I love it. I was going to say the same thing. This last screen of Chillman stage might be... Oh, no! Ooh. One of the deadliest screens in the game. The hoppers jumping and smashing the ice blocks have a bad habit of doing exactly that. And we were saying Palpiblade was maybe, like 30-ish seconds ahead. That's a much smaller number right now.
Yeah, here we go. Down to a handful of seconds, but still in control.
Still in control. Definitely had some trouble here on this screen, although greatjhon's doing it a little slower in the first place. And we get a little bit of an ammo situation here where he's going to be out of the water shield now. Oh, he's got a... He back boosted there. Very nice. Mega Man 10. Mega Man always goes backwards when he's hit. There's a couple of corner cases in Mega Man games where that is not a true statement, so it's good to know that it's true here.
Got a nice little sink here almost going into Chillman.
So we're talking about fast weapon swapping. One thing that can do here is every time you swap weapons, it removes your previous weapon from the screen. So we're seeing a lot of the fast weapon swaps to cancel Solar Blaze. Palpy is out of Solar Blaze from his trip through the second half of the stage again. You get only 14 of those shots. It's 2 points of ammo per.
Yeah. And yeah, that little slip by Palpy has got them very close through 3 Robot Masters. So yeah, very much a race right now. We'll see. greatjhon again may not have the skills or to call on like Palpy, but if he stays consistent, he can make this a race.
Yep, make Palpy win this race. That's got to be greatjhon's mindset going into this.
Yeah.
Just play the game and make him win. Nitro Man has probably the best music in this game. Well, some of it anyway.
Yeah.
So just again, little things. Palpiblade going up through the Sniper Joe shots. greatjhon waiting. Of course, Palpiblade now just froze the truck instead of spiking the truck. The ice. So that just demonstrates perfectly. This is a game of kind of secondary weapon effects. The chill spike there. If you hit with the ice glob, it'll freeze an enemy, but it doesn't really do a lot of damage. And spikes are where the damage are.
greatjhon gonna ride this out, and yeah, still about a screen and a half or so transition between our runners.
And greatjhon's not playing poorly, but definitely playing with a more slow, deliberate style here.
Yeah, as chat points out, playing it safe not a bad idea during a race, and that's certainly true. My philosophy is do what you know how to do. Palpy had a little bit of a problem there, and John is actually now in the lead.
In the lead, right up until Palpy knows to hold right against that wall on the way down. Just knowledge and experience there.
Yeah.
That is a very tight gap between the bomb and the spikes on the sidewall. It looks like it's almost impossible to get, and you watch this game without realizing it, and you think to yourself, how do they get that so consistently every time? It's just hold against the wall.
Yeah. All right, so 4th Robot Master, Nitro Man.
RNG rearing its ugly head already here. Nitro Man throwing the wheel cutters at greatjhon right away. Palpy gets the dash back and forth pattern immediately. Not too bad for greatjhon. He took care of business.
Yeah, he had kind of had a little bad RNG fortune in the middle there, but got a good finish with nice 1, 2, 3 to close it out.
Indeed. So, like some of the later Mega Man games in Mega Man 10, after 4 robots, you get Rush Jet. Doesn't matter who that 4th robot is, you get 4, you get Rush Jet. And that is kind of the cornerstone of this route. Mega Man 10 just very nice in that the weapons, you get the best weapons early, and then you get Rush Jet before Commando Man, which is the first stage where Rush Jet can make a big difference. So some routing lore for you there.
Yeah, it's not like the old Mega Mans where it was depended on which on a particular robot master.
So Nitro and Commando are probably 2 of the easier stages in this game. Maybe not the easiest stage to go fast in necessarily, but kind of once you know them, they're not too bad. They're just riding the sandstorm that's pushing along here. There's going to be a lot of jet in the second half of this stage. Palpiblade, come on, come on. Okay. So yeah, this stage is really just use the shield to get the enemies in the air. This hopper, it's worth pointing out at some point, if you are in the air when the big stomper robot kind of decides to jump, it will jump long at you. If you're on the ground, it will take the tall, high hop. So you'll see runners manipulate that a little bit as they go. Nope. I'm talking right over Rush Jet flying over the sandstorm. That's why we have Rush Jet.
Yeah.
Getting over the screen makes it so you don't have to deal with that pushing back against you Sandstorm. So, greatjhon not quite comfortable enough to get on rush for the last screen going forward. Honestly, it only saved maybe 2 tiles of movement. So not a big deal.
Nice and quick for Palpiblade against Commando Man.
Iframe's not very long, and Commando Man not very nimble.
Certainly lives up to his name, and that's 5 down for both players. It's been pretty close since Palpy had the hiccup late in Chillman's stage, and greatjhon is holding pace. About a 5 to 6 second difference between the runners right now, and it's been that way throughout the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that greatjhon is keeping pace, but like I was kind of saying, Nitro and Commando are probably the 2 easiest stages of the 8 robots.
Right.
Blade kind of counteracts that is probably the hardest. Depending on what you do, you can save a lot of time, you can lose a lot of time in this stage. So let's see how he holds up. There's a lot of weapon switching early in this stage. And Palpy's going to use Jet here. There is a strat where you can go to make the jump, the 4 tile wide jumps over those spikes to save some rush jet ammo. Like I said, you can do that. It's a little crazy. Very easy to kind of get caught there in a bad spot, land on those spikes by just collecting a drop or something. It's terrible. Palpiblade through the castles. greatjhon going through here now. I did not see if Palpiblade did the rush coil jumps. greatjhon's not even going for them. They don't do anything. They're just fun.
I think he did, actually.
Good. Yeah, you can see them going past that seesaw platform, kind of like an old-timey minecart. The goal is to kind of jump back and forth between them, or you could just use rush jet.
Yeah. As fun as, seesawing is and all, let's, just get on with it.
greatjhon went like right up against that ceiling there, and it's terrifying me. And you can see here where like Palpiblade got out the water shield pretty early on, was able to kind of get past those spiders without too much trouble. greatjhon taking a little extra time to get through that section. He's walking in the first door as Palpiblade is finishing off Blade Man.
Yeah,
definitely some time gained here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of the movement, as you said, was much crisper by Palpy. Nice fight by greatjhon to take down Blade Man. So that's 6 down for both. Just 2 more to go, and then we're on the Wily stages.
Yep, 2 more robots. greatjhon did get a double hit there with that last commando bomb. That's what you want to see. Commando bomb, again, secondary weapon effects in this game. If you hit with the missile dead on, not very good. That kind of blast radius from the commando bombs is an important thing. We're going to see it again here against the goalkeepers in Strike Man stage. Strike Man, lover of all sports, I guess. Palpy works his way through the locker room.
Certainly one of the odder levels in the Mega Man series. They really played up the motif here.
Football bins, soccer ball bins, basketball hoops. A little bit of everything here. Palpiblade showing off the wheel cutter there to climb up these walls a little faster. Showing off Blade, the universal backup in this game. Just a really good weapon in Triple Blade.
Every Mega Man game seems to have that one weapon where it's like it's a catch-all for everything.
Sometimes the goalkeeper just doesn't want to go away.
Palpy close to the end here of Strike Man stage.
Showing off Water Shield a little bit more there. It's with taking out all those lockers. The enemies here, those lockers opening and closing, is a global cycle based on how long you've been in the stage. Just kind of keeps looping. And whenever you get there, that's the one that opens. But here's Strike Man. Strike Man can either jump or not jump and give you the fastball. The more the rebound striker bounces around the room, the more it's going to hurt when it hits you. But Triple Blade, extremely effective.
Alright, so Palpy is done with Strike Man as John gets ready to take him on.
Oh, second cycle. I was going to say, greatjhon actually seems to... It feels like he's here about the same pace as he was in Blade Man stage, getting into the boss room just as Palpiblade is beaming out.
Yeah.
But that fight just went on a few seconds longer.
Yeah, it started off on a bad note when his first shot completely missed, and Strike Man kind of did a little Matrix thing there, kind of just like split through the blades, between the blades, and like, oh dear.
So Sheepman is here to answer the question, do robots stream of electric sheep? The little stage with all these disappearing blocks as soon as you step on them. Needs to be a little careful here. All right. That cannon enemy does have a habit. If you're a little too slow getting over there with Rush Jet, it can hit you. It's pretty easy to make sure that you don't get knocked into the abyss, but, you know, gotta be careful in a race.
Yeah. In this case, you know, a couple extra seconds, not a bad idea. Just, you know, just make sure you have your footing. I think especially for Palpy, like, well, I've already had one little error today. Let's not try and go for two.
greatjhon, I wasn't sure if he was trying to set up those platforms or not there, but he gets underneath the sort of flying enemy. This stage, you can kind of see those conveyor belts, and they are a stage mechanic to power platforms and the Octobulb itself. In a speedrun, your goal is to never have to see those. You just want to get the Octobulb activated, and that's it. Never use those platforms. Whether it's Rush Coil or Rush Jet here to get past the famous Yoku disappearing, reappearing block section.
You can't have a Mega Man game without one.
It's almost legally required.
I think so. You know, it's one of those conventions that you just kind of accept as part and parcel of the franchise. Palpy getting ready to take on Sheep Man.
So just like when Strike Man uses it, the rebound striker does more damage the more walls it bounces off of. I think it's an extra damage every time it hits a wall. So you want a lot of those bank shots.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Gemini Laser.
Yeah. You know, bank shots might be illegal in the NBA, but here they're as good as gold.
Are they illegal?
They sure feel like it. When was the last time we saw a bank shot?
I don't know why you would bounce the ball off the floor to get it into the cylinder, but it is possible. It's been a while since I read the basketball rules.
Yeah. So it was 21-25 for Palpiblade. It's 22-12 for greatjhon on the 8 robots.
Sheepman stage, like I said, these last few stages can be a difference maker. They're pretty, if not technical in the case of Sheepman, sometimes it's just Octobulb doesn't want to cooperate. So let's see if Palpiblade can do this really quick here. RNG in this game is largely based on how long you've been in the stage, what's the frame count. And that first screen is a little, it's easy enough, especially if you hold jump at the start, like we were saying earlier, start moving immediately. You should always see Alec Man here. Now, it's a 1 in 3 chance to see him anyway, so maybe it's not a big deal. but it does open the door for a couple of strats sometimes. And every time you can save, a second here, a second there, that's something if you know what's coming. So these are the Wily stages, of course, being modeled after the earlier Mega Man games. The weapon ammo does not refill between stages. A lot of times in speedruns, you'll see people not want to grab ammo as they go through these stages, just because, that's going to waste time. I don't know. No, we're going to use an M-Tank later, so ammo is great. We're going to refill it anyway, and I believe it's slightly faster to get drops anyway. So that's good. greatjhon here, you might have seen, walked into a wall, didn't get the true manip, got Elec Man anyway. So like we were saying, it's a 1 in 3 chance. It'll work out.
And the idea of having to face old robot masters from the first 9 games is a pretty imaginative idea, actually. It takes good advantage of the situation, and it's a nice little dose of nostalgia.
Most of the weapons are reminiscent of their actual appropriate weakness. I guess fire accounts for Pharaoh, cutter weapons against Wheelman, the ground weapon against Gemini Man. Don't have a wind weapon though, so flame is weak to water now.
Regarding what Chad is saying, yes, he must have accidentally hit stopped his timer, but that's okay. Everything's based on race time anyways, so it's all good.
Yeah, we're gonna, regardless of what the timer on the screen says, we're always gonna look back and see what's the actual time of this run anyway.
Yeah.
Not the first, not the last, although we apologize for the not having it on the screen for you.
Yeah.
So the last 3 here, I mean, Tornado Man is still a little bit of a joke, but Slash Man is just as bad as ever, and Frost Man, our boy Frost Man, the Ice Wave usually gets seen in this run, and it hits like a truck. Yeah, Blade's still the universal backup. You could try and use Ice and Thunderwool against those two, but why? Besides just being awkward weapons to use, Blade is faster.
Alright, so Palpi actually turned his timer back on, but we'll use greatjhon's as a reference point. But so Wily 1 is done for Palpi, nonetheless.
So Wily 2, another one of these technical stages. Yeah, that first solar wave came out a little late, so he ended up running into whatever that shielded enemy is. Ice came out a little late there. He's just crashing through the end of this screen. I'm kind of with Palpi. I want out of here.
Yeah, it's like the sooner the better. All right, greatjhon, ready for final phase.
He's gonna pause to make sure he gets the right weapon. Honestly, not a bad idea. We're gonna see Thunderwool. So there you can see it. The cloud goes up, the lightning bolt comes down, there's a huge wind-up time, and it just takes forever. Even if it does damage Palpi, why? Oh, Palpi, why?
It's Palpi, oh no.
By the way, you know what's on the other side of that ladder? The checkpoint screen.
Of course. So that's 2 now for Palpi. And greatjhon, slow and steady, the tortoise and the hare, but I wouldn't quite make that a total analogy, but greatjhon is very much in this.
He's in it, but Wily 2 is a stage.
Yeah, unfortunately took a death there. Luckily not as costly as what happened to Palpi, but still nonetheless unfortunate.
Palpi out of Blade, it looks like. I'm going to start using coil to get up here to get these shots in. So we're talking again, Yoku blocks, global timer pattern. Lockers, global timer pattern. These pistons, global timer patterns. So you can kind of know when they're going to come down, although if they're off screen, they won't move right away. There's only 3 sort of classes of them that will go at any given point in time. Octobulb is down, that's good. Now we need the M-Tank, or at least I'm assuming he wants that M-Tank after the death.
Yeah.
There are routes that, they don't want the M-Tank, don't want to deal with it. Pausing and going over there wastes time, in a sense.
Yeah.
But certainly after that death, you know what, just grab it.
Yeah. What? Okay, greatjhon gets through the piston room without incident. Palpy continuing on into the second piston room. Oh no!
Hits are awful.
Oh.
I absolutely hate those spike jumps. And that's he's going to get his ammo back, but certainly was not looking forward to playing this entire stage again.
Oh boy. greatjhon in the driver's seat now. He's held strong. Can he continue to do so?
If he can hang on through the end of Wily 2, Wily 3 has a lot of auto-scrollery sections, and then we'll see. It's just refights. It's not that boss fights are, absolutely free in Mega Man games, especially some of these you have. I feel like a lot of people will tell you boss fights are a place where you can find a surprising amount of time. greatjhon, waiting to get on Rush Jet there.
It was kind of like, trying to sync his timing, and it's like, can't do it.
Well, he was waiting for the piston to come down, and he had Rush sitting there, and Rush eventually does time out and just leave. And it happened to happen at the same time. But he reacted.
He bounced back, so fortunate for him, and very nice.
Of course, the Crab Puncher. Of course, Crab Puncher was just very nice to him. I think Palpy still has his M-Tank. I'm so used to Mega Man games where it doesn't even spawn if you have an M-Tank. So seeing it there's like kind of throwing me off for a second.
So 30-28 on the exit for greatjhon. Wily 2 on the Wily 3 now.
It's Palpy back into Crusher Screen 2. He is booking it through this stage now.
Okay, got the jump that sunk him in the last run, so... Alright, so... Looks like it's going to be about a 1 minute difference, give or take. Maybe a little bit more.
greatjhon is still scaring me here. Those spikes are solid ceilings. You can get crushed by them. Of course, the Crab Puncher decides the person who's trailing in the race deserves an awful pattern. Feels like there's so many tournaments and so many races where that's a true statement. It doesn't matter what boss it is. If they can give you the trailing runner bad RNG, bosses will give the trailing runner bad RNG.
Yeah. So, okay, so Palpy is out at 31:49, so a minute and 1 second difference between the runners, just a few stages left. And to answer, greatjhon probably thinks he's behind. That depends. Some runners, this isn't like a randomizer. You can actually see what your opponent is doing, but that's a matter of personal preference.
So this is actually good juxtaposition. You can kind of see the floor numbers in the background of this elevator. Little details are going up. Palpiblade in the first one, those are single-digit floor numbers. greatjhon here on the second one, he's in the teens. Just the little things in the background of this game sometimes.
Yeah, those kinds of little details you really couldn't get in the early 90s when the first Mega Mans were coming out, but this game came out in 2010, so taking advantage of those little advances in technology.
greatjhon taking his time through that spike flower room. Very dangerous room if you don't have a plan going in there. Palpiblade unsummons and gets back on rush. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. greatjhon actually had 2 E-tanks. He used one of them to kind of give himself a little bit of a cushion there for the Wily 3 boss fight.
So this is the block devil. Pattern is the same every time, so he should start shooting right here. And again, you want to bounce Rebound Striker off walls before you connect with it. He's out, so go to Blade. He's going to go to Buster.
Well,
No, he had it down to 3 hit points, so that's plenty.
yeah. Sure. Okay, so Palpy close to the end of Wily 3 here. greatjhon is out at 34 flat.
So if Palpy can get a faster devil kill, we'll see how well greatjhon handles the robots and the Wily machine. Certainly if Palpy has a manip in mind for Wily 5 as well. He's not out of this yet. greatjhon's got to kind of power through this and just play, like we said before, play his game.
Yeah. He knows what he can and can't do, and I'm sure he'll be very cognizant of that. I don't know how close he is to his PB. His PB is 41-44. A nice fight by Palpy.
Yep. Probably wishes that the eye moved down, but he still took care of business.
greatjhon getting a little...
Getting the business.
Yeah, he's having... Nitro Man having a funny with him. It's about, I think it was about 34-56, I'd say, for Palpy getting out of Wily 3. So yeah, he did get some time back, but he's and trying to get the business here from Chillman.
So let's see, he's going to reach for the M tank here. The reason they go in this route sometimes with Chillman early, if you have the M tank, is you want solar blades for the Wily machine, so it makes sense to kind of make sure you use as much of it as you can, and then use that M tank so you have as much of it as possible for later. First, Palpiblade's going to go to Strike Man first, go a slightly different route. That's fine. So Pump Man. Yeah, Pump Man on the right is the only different fight, really. Everything else should have the same strategies. Pump Man, though, we actually have the weakness, even if it is, for my money, one of the worst weapons in the game. Palpiblade actually showing off a neat thing that I'm not completely familiar with Thunderwolf, but I believe like if you are struck by the lightning, you have very long iframes, but you can get hit by the cloud then, which normally does almost no damage, but in that instance will do the full lightning damage.
Alright, so that's 4 down for greatjhon. Palpy, I think it's like
they're both on
down. greatjhon had some trouble with with round 1, and having some trouble here in round 2 as well. Finally takes him out.
So you can see they both entered Sheepman at the same time. Palpiblade is just out of Sheepman that much faster. That's what we were kind of hinting at earlier. How is greatjhon going to be able to handle these robots? Is he going to be able to maintain this lead?
It's because of the different order they win in. That's 6 for greatjhon. We'll have a better idea once they finish up here.
I think this is Palpy's 6th or 7th as well, but is he out of commando? What happened over there?
I think he ran out.
So he would have ran out because he had a very bad crab pattern. But does he have the W tank from Chillman stage? Could he have refilled it? I mean, we'll never know.
I don't no. All right, so that's 8 for greatjhon. He's out of here.
This is insane because I thought Palpy was going to come back, but then had to use Buster on Blade. Probably the worst one to have to do that. Not even because of just difficulty, but because he's out of reach so often.
All right, round 1 done for greatjhon. Palpy is closing in. Got a basically a 1 phase difference between our fights. Ooh.
greatjhon doing what he's supposed to do there, getting up in Wily Machine's face. Oh, just gets the kill there.
I'll be using Buster here to take on phase 1. John is out at 38-49.
You can see Palpy here getting through this without weapon swapping necessarily, without pausing to do it. Just saving that little extra bit of time here and there. greatjhon did a lot of pause strats to switch to Water Shield quickly. But that, you know, easy on the thumbs, rough on the timer.
Yeah, 27-second difference now going into the final stage of Mega Man 10. So this is close.
It's closer than you might think.
I don't know if that's enough. We still might need a serious unforced error here by greatjhon, or some really bad RNG.
So RNG, we mentioned it. There's that manip in Wily 1. There's a manip here in Wily 5. And it saves roughly 20 seconds if things go your way. So by no means is this race over. Palpiblade hasn't really stopped yet. He should be switching over, if he hasn't already, to the Blade. Well, I'm hoping he has a manip. He might not. And if he's going this way, that's not a manip I'm familiar with. So greatjhon might be further ahead than we think. Wily has really 2 things he can do, and he can do them 2 times in a row, so we'll see what greatjhon gets. That's good. That's very good.
Well,
that's super really good.
That's great. You know, he's taking a beating here, but he's still got an E-tank if he needs.
Oh, he's got to pull out that E-tank. Or not.
Yep, got it. greatjhon stays in the fight, and he will get a PB with his win tonight, finishing with an official race time of 40:39.
That is great for greatjhon. I mean, like we said, he's pushing that time down since the tournament started. This has been been coming.
Yeah.
Palpiblade right behind him.
And Palpiblade finishing with an official race time of 41:04. So yeah, that game over in Wily 2 was the difference, and greatjhon staked himself to about a minute or so lead and held it the whole way through.
Yeah, Palpy's time below greatjhon's PB until about 2 minutes ago. So good job, greatjhon, just sticking with it. And I think he's here joining us.
Yes, we welcome tonight's winner, greatjhon, to the chat. GG, sir.
What is up? Hey, man, that was I was just saying God run in my chat. That was incredible.
Yeah, you apart from that early death, early on in Wily 2, you played very cleanly throughout, and you know, you didn't make any serious mistakes. And Palpy unfortunately had a couple of deaths throughout, and you know, you stayed right with them the whole way through.
Yeah, it's really tough. I was looking over at the race, and I was like, oh, surely he would have beat me already. And I was going into Wily, and I was like, oh wow, like this might be close. I wasn't watching the stream, so yeah, that was
it was getting close by Wily 4. After Wily 2, you were up by over a minute, but Palpy was making a run late and had pretty good success on Wily 3 and the refights in Wily 4, but you just managed to hold the line, and you got a great pattern in Wily 5.
Yep, that's the greatjhon manip. I had it in my last race too.
The greatjhon manip.
Yeah, no, I actually was just thinking is like that one death was almost like nothing. Like every time I get a death in this game, I feel like I lose a minute. So that death early in Wily 2 was basically nothing. Wow, yeah. Oh yeah, what a great run.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I honestly don't have a question. It was just a solid run. They were playing your game, sticking with it. Yeah.
That is an actual PB too. I've been like pushing down my sum of best by a bunch and just getting all these piddly PBs, and I was like, you know what? I'm due for like a 40 or like a really low 41. So here you get to all see it live. That was awesome.
Yeah, I feel you there. It's like, it's all those. It's like you do improve on like 2 things, but you get a setback in 1 thing. It's like, it's like, come on, can we get it all together, please?
Yeah, I joked about it in the PB brags. It was like, yeah, I lost well over a minute now in Wily 3. Like, what is happening? Why do I get that deep in the run and lose all this time? Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything specific that helped you get this big PB, or is it just a lack of errors, or did something really go your way tonight? You feel?
Yeah, obviously, like not making as many mistakes. Like my early run, like according to my splits, was fairly sloppy, but like I think the real big time save I've been getting is like I nailed the octobulb once. I almost got it in 1 shot in sheep. So that has definitely been saving me a big chunk of time if I can get that. And my refights time just keeps creeping down. Like I'm really just like whittling that time away, and that was another gold split right there that I just got in refights. So I think those are like my big time saves. And then don't die to a spike in Wily 3. That's what keeps happening.
Yeah.
Very curious to know what happened with Palpiblade's run though. Is he here?
Yeah, I'm here.
He is. Yeah.
GG Palpy.
GG, John.
GG to you too. That was that you kept it close. That was a little scary at the end.
I don't know what happened. It just rumbles.
Sometimes it's better to just burn the tape. I'm with you there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let this be a lesson to everyone: warm up before you do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like there was that unfortunate death early in Stillman, and that brought you actually brought you to even for a while. Then slowly we're creeping ahead. You're up about 50 seconds going into the Wily stages, but then Wily 2 happened, and unfortunately, it's like it was just a missed jump, and unfortunately, it was at the worst possible time and probably the worst possible location too.
Yeah, like that. Like every spot that's costing me a big run in Mega Man 10 category, every single spot has just trapped its way right into this run, and it sucks.
Oh yeah, really sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's my experience. I'm a really new Mega Man 10 runner here, and it's like you get one big mistake, you get your ammo all messed up, and it's just like and things just keep happening, and like you lose minutes. I had a run the other night that was like a 44 after I had just gotten a 42, and I was like, what is happening? So
that's Mega Man 10 for you.
I'll take the blame for it because I said it at the beginning of the whole run. If greatjhon was going to win, it would probably involve a bad death and then ammo management in Wily stages.
Yep.
Completely forgot I had an M tank.
Oh no M tank. You didn't use it.
Yeah,
no, I got it. I didn't use my M tank, which costed me in Blade Man and then Wily, and then Wily.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna bring it up because I figured this was like one of those races where it's like I said, just burn the tape afterwards. But I was definitely kind of thinking, wait, doesn't he have a W tank from Chillman stage? And I didn't even realize the M tank was still in play.
Yeah. I completely forgot about it, and I realized right after Wily 5 that costed me.
Yeah, and then
because you had to use Buster against Blade Man, which I mean you had a good fight for what it was, but yeah.
Yeah, for Buster only, have experience with that. So
It's one of the things I'm most terrified of is like running out of strike on Sheepman. It's like if I don't get that fight the way I want, I'm losing like a minute because I don't know how to buster that fight or even rush coil. I'm so bad at it.
Just throw lemons at the sheep until it just dissolves into a pile of wool.
Buster only sheep is horrible.
And
So-
hope that you have an E tank or an M tank or something to spare. Yep. Oh man, what a run. Yeah, but like we said, Palpiblade, we can just forget it. It didn't happen.
Yeah, it never happened.
This is just the losers bracket, you know, the bonus bracket. So it's all good.
I didn't expect to make it far anyway, so
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be able to lose pretty handily against my next opponent, whoever that might be.
nah, just sabotage them. Make them get 3 game over.
So Great John gets to play one of Yumeo, Slurpee Ninja, or some guy named Mr. Cab.
One of those folks.
My money's on you getting Slurpee, honestly.
Yeah. I know Slurpee has a good time. I watched that run with Scarf, and it was like, it's just another bad break. Slurpee's obviously incredible at this game, and it's just that's how this game can treat you.
Yeah. Well, with any luck, maybe it'll be sub 40 by the time happens.
I had mentally prepared. I'd be like, you know what? I don't have to grind this game too much anymore because I'm going to lose tonight. But you know, hey, I get to work on it a little more. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, we get to keep you around, Great John. You have to. You have to get 39 now.
Live races, you never know what's going to happen.
Palpy,
everybody.
I guess that's the question whenever somebody gets knocked out of the tournaments. What's next?
Likely, I'm gonna continue playing Mega Man 10 a lot because they're buster only. The more I play it, the more I realize how much I can knock the time down. So I'm probably just gonna focus on buster only. And once I'm done with that, then probably gonna go to any percent and attempt to get sub 35. So that's the plan. Then Mega Man.
Very nice. And I mean, for anybody out there, we're talking sub 35. Record of this game is still a 34, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So saying sub 35, you're gonna be right up there.
Yeah, that's the goal. But yeah, GG's to John. Have a great night, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for
Have a great night, Palpy. Thanks for coming out. Get some good food after that one.
I had good food before.
I owe you pizza.
I had pizza.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blame the pizza for my loss.
Never blame the pizza unless it was
not the pizza.
Wait, was it deep dish?
Hawaiian.
Okay.
Some people might disagree. They might not like that. No, I like Hawaiian. So.
All right, we won't start the wars here. Although you should have pineapple on pizza. Anyway. Don't forget to follow the runners, everybody. We've got their names out there in chat already. We'll put them out there again. And if you're watching this on YouTube or something, their Twitch channels are just like they're spelled there on the screen. So go give both of them a follow. They're great members of the Mega Man community. We love them. We can't have these races without them. So go out there and say hello. Follow the runners. Support the runners. If you want to follow our commentators, myself and Pro-A, you could do that too if you really want to. I play some video games. Follow Pro-A. I think you do the Mario 3 stuff too, right?
I do. Yeah, I do Mario 3. I'm just getting back into that now, actually, for that tournament that'll be on SpeedGaming next month, the Warpless tournament, and I'm also doing some work on the Siphon Filter trilogy for the PlayStation.
Note to self: there's a Mario 3 Warpless tournament coming up. And if you want to see that Mario 3 Warpless tournament or more of this Mega Man 10 tournament, don't forget to follow SpeedGaming and the whole family of networks here from SpeedGaming 2 through 6. They were kind enough to let us get on here and talk nonsense about video games for a long time and show these races off. And we love them for that. So follow SpeedGaming, support SpeedGaming, support the runners. I think I've gone through the whole spiel.
Absolutely, as the latest in a long line of Mega Man. They've all been terrific on SpeedGaming. So, and just as a quick update on the schedule, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Speed Gaming Prime, we have BTFM versus Siberian Bull 9. And Saturday morning, an early matinee, Mr. Cat 55 will be taking on Yumiao, which should be a very entertaining match.
Great John can do some scouting there.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
So, yeah, so thanks all for watching, and hopefully see you tomorrow for more Mega Man 10 action in this tournament. So have a good one, all.
Yeah, have a good night. And those were Eastern time zone times for those races. So yeah, watch more Mega Man. Have a good night, everyone.